Dresden here, and I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, one of my favorite places in the world. Um, I've got a lot of history here, and I always seem to just have so much fun. Um, I love how it gets in the seasons. In the winter, lots of snow, you can go snowboarding, and then in the spring, coming into the summer, they have the best seafood, the best lobsters, the best clam chowder. If you ever get a chance, come and check it out. What I want to talk to you about in this video today is the insecurities and the anxiety that I faced when I was at university and how I overcame that and sort of what was the source of this problem. So when I was 18 years old, I had a big problem with my anxiety, and it wasn't the normal sort of anxiety that you're probably thinking about, or probably thinking that it was. It was anxiety that I was getting anxiety that I had not done enough with my life, and if I died tomorrow, that I would be really rather upset that I hadn't done these things, which I know, of course, is a stupid thing to think when you won't be thinking much at all if that were to happen. But that was something that I had a real problem with. That was real anxiety for me. I thought, well, if I died tomorrow, I would be rather upset because I haven't done the things that I wanted to do with my life. And I thought that at the age of 18, and it drove me crazy. But what it also did was it drove me towards taking action. So thinking that you're gonna die tomorrow is a pretty good motivator to get your ass in gear and really take action when it comes to things on my bucket list. I was like, oh, I'm gonna tickle these off. I want to do something crazy, and that's exactly what I did. So I got a flight to China, and I flew to China, and I got there, and I had no idea what I was going to do or where I was going to be. And I got out of the airport and I got in the cab, and no one spoke a word of English. I just learned how to say the address of where I'm going, like on the plane. So I said that I want to go to this place, and they took me to the hostel. When I got there, I just met people, I started talking to people, and I became friends with this one chap who introduced me to, well, actually I can make some money whilst I'm out here teaching English. So I did that for a little while, and I was just really enjoying trying to speak Chinese with my excruciating accent and pronunciation, because it's really, really difficult when you're first starting out. But I've been learning now for about 2 years, so I'm getting on okay with it. Writing the calligraphy is really, really difficult, but speaking it, I really enjoy that, and I'll be moving to Singapore in 2 months' time, where I'll continue on with my learning. But yeah, I really just enjoyed sort of being out in China. I was doing this crazy shit, learning Chinese, teaching English, running around, partying a lot. The party scene in China was just absolutely crazy, and I just really enjoyed that experience, and it removed that anxiety for me, because I said, well, it reduced it, because I said, well, at least I can say I went to China and had that crazy experience before I were to die, and I would have been a lot happier with that than before not having been to China. So from there, I really used that as motivation to do another thing, and do another thing, and do another thing. So I was constantly taking action and constantly building up or taking off things off my bucket list, basically, and creating a world that I could have fun in, and it was exciting, and there was lots of adventure. So after that, I went into my school office and I said, I don't want to study in this country anymore. So this was when I was back at home in England, and I said to the coordinator of where you can go to other countries. I don't want to be in this country anymore. I don't want to study in this country. And we got talking, and one of the options for me to study abroad was in Malta. So straight away I was like, yep, let's do it. That's what I want to. That's where I want to go. That's what I want to do. So again, very impulsive, but I was just craving the lifestyle and the experience and the adventure. That's all it was. That was driving me, and being able to do stuff before I died. So a couple months later, it all went through the paperwork, and I got transferred to the University of Malta. And I went out there, and I just met the most incredible people. I had probably the best time of my life out there. So I was there for about a year, and that was just the most incredible experience, just partying, meeting people from all around the world. I met my now, beautiful girlfriend, and it's just been an absolute amazing time. It was again a time where I wasn't sure what I wanted to be doing with my degree, so I went into the library in Malta and I read a book from every single category to just try and feel like I was on the right path, and get a sense of, is this the right degree for me? So I read a book from every category and summarized it, skimmed it. It took me around about 2 to 3 weeks, and that process again gave me peace of mind, because it helped me realize that I was doing the right degree and I was on the right path. Because other than that, I really didn't do too much studying when I was abroad there. I was just focused on partying and making friends. It was about the experience for me. It wasn't about hitting the books. I knew that would come later. So anyway, once that finished, I went back to England, and I did another year of school there to sort of catch up. At this point, I was working a lot harder than I usually would, because I'd already been to China, I'd been to Malta, I'd been building up these experiences to give me more peace of mind and less anxiety and less feeling like, oh, I'm gonna be so upset if I die tomorrow. And this is real anxiety, and this is what I did to tackle it. And after that, I got a job in a position in London, and I went and did that for a year. So I was earning money for the first time probably for a year, and that was absolutely fantastic experience. And again, just meeting lots of people, and like just being able to be comfortable with working the 9 to 5 and like moving to that next stage in my life. And then once I finished that, I went back to school, finished up my final year, and got a degree. And then I did also internships in between everything that I just mentioned, and sort of building up my, this is sort of how I become an entrepreneur. Became a project manager entrepreneur, so I go around the world and work with different clients and help improve their processes and their systems. So I'm traveling for 70% of the year. This year I'm in America, different states in America, California, New York, Massachusetts, and then I moved to Singapore. I'm there for about 3 to 4 months. Then I'm in Australia. I'm there for about 12 months. And then I'm also in Malaysia. I'm not sure where I am going after that. But yeah, it's just an amazing, crazy lifestyle that I'm living at the minute. And it's all been driven, and all comes from suffering from anxiety. And it forced me to create action, forced me to make things happen instead of just waiting and waiting for someone to knock on my door and say, hey, here's the good life, you want it? You want it? You can take it. It's just not gonna happen like that. It's just not the way that the world works. So I really challenge you to and really push you and to think about what it is, whether you're on the right path. Think about whether you need to be taking more action. Thinking about where will your next adventure be, and what could really create a pang of desire and emotion within you to follow your dreams and achieve what it is that you want to be achieving. Don't live in fear. Let you, deep down, you create the decisions that are going to ultimately help set you free. and don't be masked by fear. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.